This is Brianna, Brianna Fraser. So this is the look, and this was not in episode 1, so this has not been seen yet, so this is coming up for you Outlander fans. But Brianna travels back in time to meet her father, Jamie, and this is an outfit that, that Terry created for her. The thing that is most amazing about this is this patchwork chemise. It's this long shirt. And this is all hand-stitched by members of Terry's team. And again, going back to that, there are 3 of these that were made because they need the insurance of having some for backup. But what she's doing here is replicating a process that would have been used in the 18th century. Think about it, there was no Joanne fabric. You didn't go out and buy fabric. Fabric was something that was very valuable. And so when you had fabric that was used, or if you outgrew something, you saved all of that, and then you would create patchwork. You would patch things. So this shirt is also inspired by patchwork of that time, but think about now, like quilts and things like that that use patchwork are kind of legacies of the work that was done in the 18th century. So each of these is tiny little pieces of material, and then there were embroiderers on her team that went back in. There are even these small little details, like small little feathers that have been stitched, and they're embroidered in stars and letters and things. It almost looks like, you know, the samplers, those embroidery samplers. There's a little bit of that like Americana look to it. So this is a really important piece for season 4. Brianna is also wearing deerskin leggings. A woman of her age and time would not be dressed like this. They would be dressed in petticoats and a dress, and we'll look at a piece similar to that. So she's really adopting and assimilating you know, her environment in the new world, and she's dressing more like what the Native Americans were wearing at this time, with the leather moccasins, a vest, which is more of a man's wear. So she's kind of this mashup, right, of menswear, of 18th century menswear, and then also Native American wear. The other thing is that when you come to see the show, another interesting thing to do is to compare this Brianna look with the Brianna look that we have at the beginning of the show, where she's portrayed in the 1960s. So she's wearing boots, leather boots, and she's wearing kind of a short kind of mini dress. It's similar in style, and Terry then tweaks that to take a similar, you know, things to make those connections. But because she's a time traveler, you have to remember she wouldn't have been comfortable in those large petticoats and the large skirt. So she's taking something from 18th century but adopting it to her 20th century person. The other thing I want to point out is this bag. So Brianna has a similar bag, Guatemalan bag, which is something that was that Terry says she herself wore like in the 70s. So there's a lot of Terry also in Brianna's costumes. And then a few members of Terry's team came to Savannah to help us with the installation. And then they actually distressed this bag to make it look like something that possibly could have been worn in the 18th century. So again, it's making that connection between the 20th century and 18th century.